Hello students, myself Priyanka Rai. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Economics at Your Home by Priyanka Rai, as well as online classes of Green Valley English School. This time I am back with class 7th macroeconomics, and the chapter is aggregate demand and its related concept. So students, in this chapter you are going to learn about the meaning of aggregate demands, components of aggregate demands, aggregate demand schedule, its diagram, what is aggregate supply, its schedule, its diagram, then consumption function, saving function and many other things. So let us begin with the basic term, as the chapter is aggregate demand. So let us move ahead with the term aggregate demand. What is aggregate demand? What is actually, first of all, demand, students? You have studied the meaning of demand. Demand refers to the willingness or desire to buy any product and able to buy a product at a specific point of time or a period of time. So that means when you have a desire and you are able to buy, you are able to pay for that goods at that point of time, so that is called demand. But demand and aggregate demands are two different concepts. Even aggregate demand and market demand have a vast difference. So do not relate aggregate demand with market demand. So let us see the meaning of aggregate demand. What is actually aggregate demand? It refers to the total value of goods and services produced, okay, which all the sectors of an economy are planning to buy. So that means aggregate demand refers to the total value of all goods and services produced. And students, you know, total value of all goods and services produced in an economy is equal to GDP. So it refers to the total value of goods and services which all the sectors of an economy, all the sector means we are talking all three sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary. So all the sectors of an economy are planning to buy at a given level of income. Just see this word, at a given level of income. So at a given level of income means at certain level of income during a period of one accounting year. So that means whatever economy is ready to expend, that is not actual expenditure. Just keep this thing in mind. Planning word is here. So it is planned expenditure, it is a plan, it is not actual. Actually they are not buying, they are planning to buy. So there is a difference between planning and actual term. You have already studied, student. Planned and actual are two different terms. Planned means planning is there, actual means actually spent. So it refers to the total value of goods and services which all the sectors of an economy are planning to buy at certain level of income, okay, during a period of one accounting year. Now how aggregate demand is equal to aggregate expenditure? You can say the same definition applies for aggregate expenditure, but how? The question arises here, how aggregate demand and aggregate expenditures are same, or why we say that aggregate demand is equal to aggregate expenditure, or why we say that aggregate expenditure refers to the total value of all goods and services which all the sectors of economy are planning to buy at a given level of income during a period of one accounting year. Why this definition is so relatable? So you will learn this also, that how aggregate demand and aggregate expenditure are same. Actually how? You are going to study now about the components of aggregate demand. After studying components, you can easily relate that how aggregate demand and aggregate expenditure are same. So now let us see components of aggregate demand. So the components of aggregate demand, or you can say aggregate expenditures, are as: first of all, private or household consumption expenditure; second, government expenditure; third, investment expenditure; and fourth, net export. What is private or household consumption expenditure, students? You all know that every household do consumptions, okay, सारे घर जितने भी घर हैं, okay, every households they are spending the money on something. हम सब कुछ ना कुछ consume कर रहे हैं, okay, आटा, चावल, दाल. So how this all expenditure is what? Private household consumption expenditure. This expenditure is considered as private household consumption expenditure. That means whatever expenditure you are doing for your consumption, that will accountable as private household. And I am not talking about one particular house, I am talking about all the houses in the economy. So that is private household consumption expenditure. Now government expenditure. Government also make expenses on constructions of roads, railways, railway के निर्माण, सड़कों के निर्माण. All these expenditure, ये जितने भी खर्च हैं, all these expenditures are termed as government expenditures. Expenditure on military forces, whatever expenditure government is doing, that is termed as government expenditure. Investment expenditures. Now investments are done for earning profits. So whatever expenditure is made for investment, okay, that is known as investment expenditure. Now comes last component, net export. What is actually net export? Net export is export minus import. Okay, export minus import. So export, you all know what is export. When we send goods to other country, जब हम यहाँ से अपने goods को दूसरे देश में भेजते हैं, उसको हम export कहते हैं. That is called export. And when we receive goods from other countries, that is called import. जब बाहर के देशों से सामान हमारे देश में आता है, that is called import. So export minus import, आयात minus निर्यात, ठीक है, उसको करेंगे तो क्या निकलेगा? Net export. What you will get? You will get net export. Now all these components are of aggregate demand, or you can say aggregate expenditure. How expenditure? Everywhere you can see the word expenditure. So basically it is considered as components of aggregate expenditure or aggregate demand. Demand है तभी तो expenditure है. If demand is not there, no expenditure will be there. If I will not like to consume, how I will going to make an expense? तो हम डिमांड जब करेंगे, मांग रहेगी तभी खर्च करेंगे. सो डिमांड एंड एक्सपेंडिचर इज दैट इज वाई सेम. सो कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ एग्रीगेट डिमांड और कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ एग्रीगेट एक्सपेंडिचर आर एज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्राइवेट, और यू कैन से हाउस होल्ड कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर. सेकेंड, गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर. थर्ड, इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर्स. Fourth, investments is done on capital goods, okay, consumption goods, investments are done. So investment expenditure. And lastly, export minus import, that is net export. So these are the components of aggregate demand. Now from here only you can get a formula that aggregate demand is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. What is X minus M? Export minus import. So aggregate demand is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. That is what? Consumption expenditure, private consumption expenditure plus investment expenditure plus government expenditure plus export minus import. Now why we write X minus M, students? Why not E minus I? Because E is used for expenditure and I is used for investments. That is why we exclude E and I. हम export का E हटा के X consider करते हैं and import में I हटा के M consider करते हैं. Import IM, I is for investment. That is why we don't write I here, and X we are not writing E for export because E is for एक्सपेंडिचर. सो दैट इज वाई C प्लस I प्लस G प्लस X माइनस M. इसको सम टोटल करेंगे तो क्या आएगा? एग्रीगेट डिमांड, और यू कैन से एग्रीगेट एक्सपेंडिचर. समटाइम्स क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड just to confuse what is aggregate expenditure. Those students are knowing but still they are not able to write. Why? Because they are told only about aggregate demand. They are never told that aggregate demand and aggregate expenditure are same. So that is why, as you have seen, that it is all sum up of expenditures. We are summing all the expenditures. That is why aggregate demand is also equal to aggregate expenditure. So hopefully the meaning of aggregate demand and components of aggregate demand is clear to you all. So now I shall move ahead. Now you are going to see the aggregate demand schedule, but we are not going to see all the components. Why? Because we are going to study aggregate demand in two sector models. Now what is two sector models? Two sector models means we are not talking about external sector. हम ठीक है गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर की, फॉरेन सेक्टर की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट household and firm. So when you are going to study household and firm, so you are going to study AD is equal to C plus I. So now let us see. So we will be seeing the aggregate demand schedule and its diagram. Now you are going to understand aggregate demand schedule and diagram in two sector model. So let us move ahead with the schedule and diagram. So students, now you are here with aggregate demand schedule. Okay, now you're going to study about aggregate demand in reference to income, consumption and investment. Y is here income, C is consumption and I is income. And you have studied AD is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. But here we are not taking government factor, government expenditure and net export. Okay, we are studying this in two sector models between household and firms. So let us see. Now, earlier income was 0. Then likewise income get on increases 100, 200, 300. Consider this in crores. Let us consider this value in crores. Okay, let us consider the value in crores or lakhs. Likewise income get on increases. Now consumption, when there was negligible income, when there was no income, still consumption was there. Okay, we will study how. Then likewise if income increases, consumption also increases. Positive relation. When income is increased, consumption also increases. Investment being constant, 20-20-20. Okay, now this is autonomous investments, means investment is not changed, it is constant. Now we have to see AD. What will be the AD? C plus I. So C plus I at 0 level of income, AD will be 40 plus 20, 60. 120 plus 20, 140. 200 plus 20, 220. 280 plus 20, 300. 360 plus 20, 380. 420 plus 20, 440. So you have seen this aggregate demand. Okay, what is aggregate demand? C plus I. Now whenever a question is asked, it is asked like that. So define aggregate demand, or what do you understand by aggregate demand? Also explain with the help of schedule and diagram. So aggregate demand, you understood what is aggregate demand. It refers to the total value of all goods and services which all the sectors of economy are planning to buy at given level of income during a period of accounting year. So I told you the meaning of aggregate demand, that aggregate demand refers to the total value of all goods and services, whatever goods and services and all the sectors of an economy are planning to buy. They are actually not buying, there is no actual, they are planning to buy. Okay, at given level of income during a period of one accounting year. That is what aggregate demand. एकदम रट लो बैठा लो दिमाग में. What is aggregate demand? You have to remember 3 to 4 things. First of all, total value of all goods and services. Second, all the sectors of economy planning to buy at given level of income during a period of one accounting year. 5 things you have to store in your mind to remember aggregate demand. What is that? First of all, it refers to the total value of all goods and services. So key term is total value of all goods and services. Second, all the sectors of economy, all the sectors of an economy are planning to buy at given level of income during a period of one accounting year. So this 5 things comprise aggregate demand definition. And aggregate demand components are, what are its components? Household consumption expenditure, also known as private, government expenditure, right? Investment expenditure and net export. What is net export? Export minus import. Now you are going to study the schedule in 2 sector model. When I am saying 2 sector model, that means I am not including external sectors. It's 2 sector model, that is between household and firms. Household and firms you have already studied in the circular flow of income. Okay, it is 2 sector model. So you are going to study in that context. So why? With respect to income, consumption also increases. But here, when income was 0, consumption was 40. How? That means here the person has used his past saving, or he might have borrowed from someone. Because if we don't earn income, then also we need to eat something. You will do the consumption. If you are not doing jobs, you are not earning, still you are consuming. So consumption is basic. Even the income is 0, still a person consume little. Okay, a little consumption is there, known as autonomous consumption. Okay, remember the term autonomous consumption. One by one I will be telling all the terms. So that is called autonomous consumption. When income is 0 and still a person is consuming, consumption is there, that is termed as autonomous consumption. इसको क्या कहते हैं हम? Autonomous consumption कहते हैं. Okay. Now with respect to the income, consumption also increases. Investment being constant, 20-20-20, you can take any number, I have taken 20, and likewise AD is equal to C plus I. Okay, here you will see that there is a difference of 80-80, means in income there is a difference of 100, I have taken difference of 100 as a value, and here 80. So likewise I have prepared a schedule. Now the same schedule you are going to see in the form of diagram. Okay, so now you are going to see the diagram. Now I am going to draw a diagram for you all. So let us see the diagram. Okay students, now if you want you can note down the schedule, note it down. And students, when you see the videos, okay, do sit with the pen and pencil, notebook, so that you can note. I know though you have books, I am providing the things in description box, but schedule I can't provide, diagram I can't provide, I can only provide definition. So it's better to sit, so that if you will write at that point of time, things will go in your mind and you will remember it forever. So try this. So coming back with the diagram, now let us see the diagram. So students, now let us see the diagram. You have studied the schedule, now we are going to see the diagram. The same presentation of the schedule is here. Okay, in diagram you are going to see the representation of schedule. So here this is schedule aggregate demand and this is aggregate demand diagram. Now here on x-axis I have represented income, y, okay, y in crores, y the values were in crores, and here we have, here on y-axis you can see aggregate demand expenditure as well as consumption. Now let us see students, suppose this is 0 point, from here to here 500, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, likewise you need not to mark. Okay, basically when you will see the diagrams, you will study macroeconomics, you will see your books or anywhere, you will see it is just a representation of this, though we are not marking the points 100, 200, 300 like this. So suppose till 500 on x-axis I have represented the income, and here I have represented again till 450 or 500 consumption. Now you all know investment I was 20 at every level of income, 0 to 500 it was 20. So 100, 20, 200, 20, 300, 20, 400, 20, 500, 20. Likewise I will represent like this, I will be represented like this, it will be parallel to x-axis. Okay, why it is autonomous investment? Because investment is constant with respect to income. Investment is not change when income is changing. Okay, investment is same, so it is called autonomous investment. Okay students, now consumption, when income was 0 consumption was 40. So suppose here is the point 40, when income was 0 consumption was 40. Likewise when income was 100 consumption 120, when income was 200 consumption 200. So likewise the plotting is done of consumption function. Okay, now AD is equal to C plus I, but obviously this schedule, this demand curve, aggregate demand curve, you will see ahead of this, ये इससे ऊपर दिखेगा. Why? Because 40 plus 20 60, so 60 will be somewhere above 40. Okay, somewhere above 40. So when income was 0 it was 60, when income was 100 it was 140, above 120 140, when income was 200 consumption was 200, but this was 220. So likewise you will draw a schedule. There is no robotic science, you have to not mark. Okay, you don't have need to do plotting, there is no need of plotting, just draw one demand like this showing consumption. Okay, one diagram like this, another line like this going upward representing AD is equal to C plus I. So now you have seen AD is equal to C plus I, how I have made, you have seen consumption, how I have made, you have seen autonomous investment, how I have made. Now the points are here, this is point T, OT represents, this represents, okay, this represents when income was 0 AD was there, aggregate demand exists. Now when income was 0, okay, consumption was 40, that means this is called autonomous consumption. When income is 0, this is represented as bar C. Okay, autonomous consumption, autonomous consumption can be represented as bar C. Okay, so this represents autonomous consumption. Don't get confused with this. What is bar C? That is autonomous consumption. This shows that when income was 0 still consumption was there being 40. So this point O to F, this shows autonomous consumption. What does this shows? This shows autonomous consumption. R and I, okay, this is showing autonomous investment. Autonomous consumption means when income was 0 still consumption was there. This consumption can take place out of प्रीवियस सेविंग, जो पहले सेविंग की होगी उस सेविंग से हम निकाल के खा रहे हैं, एक्सपेंडिचर कर रहे हैं, कंजम्पशन कर रहे हैं, और बोरोइंग फ्रॉम समवन. सो दिस कैन टेक प्लेस. ओके, so still if no income is there, people consume कुछ भी थोड़ा बहुत ही, little bit only, but they consume. That is autonomous consumption. So this is the whole diagram of aggregate demand and this is the schedule. So students, let me summarize now. So in today's video you have seen aggregate demand, okay, as well as you have understood what is demand, aggregate demand, its components, two sector models, aggregate demand in two sector models, schedule of aggregate demand and diagram of aggregate demand. Okay, this I have made you clear and I think that it is clear to you all. Go through the videos, try to understand the concept. Okay, now in the next video I will be discussing more aggregate schedule. Okay, meaning of aggregate schedule, its schedule, okay, meaning of what is actually aggregate supply and aggregate supply schedule, its meaning, its schedule, its diagram. So for today I am just telling you about aggregate demand and its meaning, its schedule, its diagram, its component. In my next video I will be meeting with the next topic, that will be aggregate supply. Students, till then take care, bye bye, stay safe, stay at your home. Students, keep enjoying the videos. Thank you.